Hi, this is also P. I've been talking a lot about Neptune or Pisces on the midheaven and how people like me are projected onto, victimized by the public. I'm mistaken as a whore, a liar, a drunk, a bad mother, you name it. It's projected onto me. But somebody came on my blog today to mention the other side of this placement, which is people also project positive things onto you. They can worship you and they think that you're divinely connected or something like that. And this happens as well, and it does. It's the saint or sinner. That's the phrase you hear associated with Neptune on the midheaven. And I thought I'd tell a story to illustrate that also shows how confusing this is if you're the person that is projected onto. What it does is confuse Neptune, your reality, the 10th house, because there's just so many projections flying in people's what they think of you and opinions. Who knows what's real? I mean, I don't know what's real. So because this is an astrology blog, I'm going to use an astrology example. About 12 years ago, when I first came online, I used to be very active on the astrology mailing list. There was really only one back then, and it was really exciting because it was the first time astrologers all over the world could connect, by email. So I was on these lists. I wrote every day, and I think I was pretty well liked, I think. But anyway, I bought this piece of astrology software, and I didn't like it. So, this is the kind of thing we discuss on this list. So I, immediately wrote a letter to the list saying, don't buy this. This is like a piece of shit, I thought I didn't want anyone else. Software is expensive. You don't want to spend your money on something junky. So I wrote the thing, and I thought nothing of it, and I went to sleep. I went to bed. So I got up in the morning, and man, I had a mail in my, I had an email, and I will never forget it. It started out, Elsa, you sick and malevolent bitch. And it was just full of venom. And it was from the guy who wrote the software. Because, see, I had killed all his sales. I'd written this thing and said his product sucks, and I did it to his market that he was going to sell it to. So he's not going to sell anything now, because of what I did. And I started crying. I just burst into tears at the venom that was directed to me, because I really had no malevolent intent whatsoever. But to keep it more interesting, he wrote a separate email to the list, and it was all PC, and it didn't call me a bitch at all. So this started the hologram in all directions. So after that, it just got worse, because all the people on the list started writing their opinions of me. Some people, I assume probably they were friends of the programmer. They wrote and said, yes, she is a bitch. Other people said, leave Elsa alone, or I didn't use my name back then, no one did. But they said, leave her alone, I want to know that the software, I don't want to waste my money, that was a service. And so they're all talking back and forth. Of course, I have Libra, I can see both sides. And I could sit and argue. I'm also just confused. And it's Neptune's in Scorpio, so do I have some kind of, was I mad that I spent my money, so I did this subconsciously? I got to think about all this stuff, and you just end up in a absolute maze. So anyway, some people thought I was terrific, and because I was getting beat in public, because I was getting beat up, then they said that poor thing, and it makes me think of these. Of the women who were burned at the stake as witches, or in the modern day, these women are getting flogged. In some of these countries for having sex, they're getting tortured publicly, and I'm sure that some people think that's exactly what they deserve, and other people think that they're some kind of martyr, and this is just desperately wrong what's being done with them. So I bet you anything that those people have Neptune or Pisces associated with their midheaven, and they're this sort of figure. So do you know anyone like this? Do you know anyone who ends up, ethereal for people to debate? Tell me about it. This is Elsa P. at elsalsa.com.